7 pieces of the worst art advice in the world. These are commonly told to beginners to ensure they never reach their goals. Be sure to take notes throughout this video because if anybody tries to tell you one of these, you can go and write their names in your death note. Terrible advice number 1. You need to be talented to make art. Let me tell you the whole concept of talent. It's just a measure of how fast and easy you can pick up a subject. That's it. If somebody is high talent and they put in their work, they're always going to be outcompeted by somebody who is medium to low talent but puts in a tremendous amount of work. So never assume that you can't reach someone just because they're talented. You can always outcompete them with the tremendous amount of work that you put in. Terrible advice number 2. Using references is cheating. You should draw from imagination. Let's be clear. Using references is the only way that you add new information into your mental library. Using references is the only way that you can learn how something actually looks. And before you know how that thing actually looks, you're never going to be able to draw this thing from your imagination. Genuinely, if someone tries to tell you this piece of advice, if he tries to tell you that using references is cheating, bro, you should never trust that person. This person is the worst. Every pro artist uses references, and bro, never be ashamed of trying to learn what the actual thing looks like. Number 3. Never copy. I see a lot of people say this and I see that they're trying to look cool and they're just trying to tell you, be original man, do your own thing, never copy. Well, guess what, buddy? Copying other artists is the best way to learn. Looking at another artist's work and learning from it is like learning from their hours and hours of practice and a lot of experience behind the work itself. And I can promise you guys that every artist that you guys look up to also have artists they admire and they look up to and they regularly copy from. Nobody is original, okay? Everybody is a product of the influences that have influenced them. Terrible advice number 4. You allow critique from someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with wanting some critique. In fact, if you are an artist and you actually do want critique, I think that's a very good thing. But critique from people who genuinely don't know what they're doing can actually set you back more than help you progress. Number 5. Draw that thing that people like. I see this a lot when people are trying to grow on social media or whatever, and they ask for advice from people telling them to draw this or draw that because people like this or like that. This is popular. But look, I truly believe that good art, genuinely good art, is art made from your soul for yourself. And if you keep drawing this thing and chasing the approval of other people, even though you're not passionate about it, guess what's gonna happen eventually? Your spark will just be gone. And you know what? If you like to draw that thing, go draw that thing, even if you feel like it's not gonna be the most popular. If you pour your heart into it, I promise you people are gonna notice. Terrible advice number 6. You should sell it. I see this way too often. It's like as soon as somebody attains a certain level of skill, everyone around them is just pushing them to monetize their work, sell their work, or make money from their work. Why not? You're so good. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with monetizing. That's a perfectly valid path and you can go down. But ask yourself, is it a passion for you? Is it a hobby that brings you a lot of joy and it's something that you maybe want to keep separate from your work life? If that's the case, then by me, do not monetize it. But if you don't mind taking it as a real career, then it would be wise to start looking for ways to monetize it. But be careful of this advice and never assume that as soon as you make something, you have to sell it. Terrible advice number 7. Draw every day. This advice actually does have the right intention. It's basically saying you gotta be consistent and you gotta put in the volume. But some people take this advice way too literally and they end up burning themselves out because of it. Overworking yourself, overextending yourself can quickly lead to burnout, and burnout could change your relationship with art. My advice to you guys is to find a pace that you can actually maintain, a pace that you can keep going for a very, very long time. And then I want you to do it very consistently. Anything works. Look, if it's every other day or 3 times a week or 4 times a week or whatever fits in your life. Because in my opinion, if you're trying to actually improve as an artist, 1 hour of solid reference studies is worth more and will do more for your progress than 5 hours of doodling without a reference, right? So it's not always about quantity, it's also about quality. And if you can get the high quality studies in and fit it into a schedule that you can do consistently, something that you can keep doing for many, many years. It takes time and it takes a lot of patience, but it's such a rewarding journey. That being said, your progress can sometimes be invisible to you. You don't know if you've gotten better until you take a step back and look back at your work from like 2 years ago, and then you realize, oh my gosh, I was trash. You gotta be patient with yourself, give yourself time to grow. I promise you, with time, repetition, and good practice, you'll be shocked at just how much better you'll get. Those are the worst pieces of advice ever. Anybody tries to tell you these, you know what to do. Anyways guys, make sure to leave a comment for feedback and follow for more. We're so close to 20k here on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'd like to share more content with you guys. See you in the next video.